Waterproof makeup is extremely popular. Many of my patients prefer to use it for a lot of different reasons, but what is the impact of waterproof makeup on your eyes? Today, we're going to talk about it, so stay tuned. Welcome to Salisbury Eye Care and Eyewear. I'm Dr. D. My goal is to arm you with the knowledge you need to take control of your eye health and have the best vision possible. Like and subscribe for videos every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Hello, I'm Dr. D. I'm a doctor of optometry with my own private practice. I'm residency trained in ocular disease and I specialize in dry eye. On this channel, I post educational videos about eye health and vision products. If you're new here, please consider subscribing and make sure to hit the bell so you never miss a video. While you're at it, I've included some helpful show notes down below so you can check out all my resources about waterproof eye makeup. All right, my pupils, let's go to eye school and learn about waterproof makeup. So first, let's talk about the reasons why patients or why you might want to use a waterproof makeup. It's wonderful to have all day daily wear without having to touch up. It doesn't smudge, and it's this idea that the look lasts longer. And I totally get that. That's a huge reason why many women will reach for waterproof makeups over any other kind. They're great for water activities, going to the beach, going to the pool, being on vacation, swimming, diving, all of those things. The waterproof makeup is gonna stay put and not give you raccoon eyes. They're also really good for travel or, busy days where you don't have time for touch-ups. You might do video like I do. You might have a YouTube channel or you just hop on Instagram stories all the time and you want to be camera ready all the time. It's great to not have that fallout that you get from traditional mascaras on your cheeks that make it look like you have dark circles. And finally, working out, running, all of those types of things, it's nice to have waterproof makeup. So there are many types of makeup that come in waterproof varieties. The ones of greatest concern to me are going to be your mascaras and your eyeliners, but it's important to know that you can get just about any type of makeup in a waterproof variety. So you can get eyeshadows that are more waterproof. You can get lash extensions or adhesive that have that quality, as well as even foundation that's waterproof. So how do waterproof makeups work? In fact, waterproof formulations are very different from regular makeup formulations. They contain special chemicals that have those waterproof qualities. They're specifically designed to resist water and stay put in the presence of water. They contain adhesive materials that help them stick to the skin better. As a result, you're gonna have to use an oil-based cleanser to get these things to budge and come off at the end of the night. How does waterproof chemistry work? Well, waterproof chemistry is really driven by molecules called film formers. So these are large molecule substances that have the quality of spreading out and forming a film over a large surface area. Usually these are silicone or acrylate-based polymers, and they have to also be lightweight and breathable so that they're light and wearable and comfortable for an entire day. So basically, water-soluble ingredients are added to enhance the effect. So how is waterproof makeup tested? How do they make sure it's actually going to be waterproof? Well, first, they test it in vitro. In vitro, we've talked about in prior videos, but in vitro means not on an actual human. And so in the case of a mascara, they're going to test it on falsies, for instance, and see how it holds up on falsies. Then all waterproof makeups are then tested on human subjects as well. Willing human subjects, I'm guessing. So your non-waterproof mascara is going to have a number of different ingredients, and obviously this is going to change a little bit depending on which brand you're selecting. But as a general class, you're going to have carbon black or iron oxide, and those are your pigments that are going to make that mascara dark. In addition, they'll have a polymer, and that helps coat the lashes and envelop the lashes. As we know, a lot of mascaras are developed so that they coat and envelop the lashes and even lengthen, kind of creating like a tube effect, lengthening the lash. They also have to have oils or waxes in the formula to thicken it, and that's going to range from lanolin oil, mineral oil. You could have paraffin or petroleum oil. castor oil can also be included in these formulations, as well as carnauba and candelilla waxes. So basically you can have oils or waxes as your thickening agents. So that's all for non-waterproof mascara, but what is in waterproof mascara that makes it waterproof? Well, there's typically one chemical, and it's called dimethicone copolyol. Dimethicone copolyol is a silicone that's added to the above ingredients. Our shirt's off. Our shirt is off. We're filming today. There's construction next door. There's been beer carried in and loud music, and now our shirts are off, so it's a thing. Okay. Dimethicone copolyol, tough to say. It's a silicone that's added to the above ingredients that are in general mascaras in order to make it waterproof. So here's the deal with that chemical. Let's talk a little bit about what it does. The problem with dimethicone is it can be drying to the lashes. Since it is waterproof, the same chemical that makes it waterproof itself has a drying effect to the lash. And so if you're continually putting waterproof makeup on your lashes, on your lash line, that may dry out that area. And it's important to note that dry lashes may end up falling out faster. And so while you're trying for this look of having really full, long lashes all the time, you might be actually working in reverse, drying out your lashes so that they're falling out sooner. The second one is my favorite. So this waterproof formulations become very, very difficult to remove. And when they're difficult to remove, that means they take more rubbing. And more rubbing in the eye area is going to be more abrasive to your lashes, more traumatic for your lashes, as well as the skin surrounding the eyes. And the skin surrounding the eyes is already thinner and susceptible to aging and fine lines and wrinkles. And so by wearing waterproof makeup all the time, you're putting undue stress, pulling, tension, traction on the skin as well as the eyelid, which can enhance aging effects and also have detrimental effects to the glands in your eyelids, the lashes. Losing lashes is a real possibility. There's unknown effects on the meibomian glands. So the meibomian glands support your tears by adding oil, and putting a waterproof makeup there that sticks on really tight, having to rub those glands all the time, which I recommend eyelid massage for good meibomian gland health, but this is different. This is on top of the lash margin. We just don't know how that's going to affect meibomian glands. More rubbing of your eyes means you break more capillaries, which means the appearance of dark circles can actually get worse with wearing waterproof makeup. Lots of rubbing, so lots and lots of rubbing, can actually even weaken your cornea. So when you really rub on the cornea, the front surface of the eye, even through a closed eyelid, it can increase your risk of keratoconus or ectasia. So this is something we know. In our patients with keratoconus, a lot of times it's because they'll get in with a knuckle and really rub their eyes. Well, it's not outlandish to say that wearing waterproof makeup continuously and always having to rub so hard to remove it, the possibility exists that you could cause your cornea to have ectasia. Ectasia then becomes much more difficult to correct than normal refractive errors because that's an irregular type of astigmatism. You can check out my scleral video for more about irregular astigmatism and how we correct it. Some mascaras even contain Teflon, some waterproof formulations, and I don't know if it's enough to harm you, but my question is, like, do you want to find out? Is that a risk you're willing to take? And then finally, I have to mention that mascara is always a nice little bacterial reservoir, as well as some eyeliners. So any of these makeup containers that have a dark, damp reservoir that we're putting on our eyelid and then putting back into the reservoir, that's always a potential breeding ground for bacteria. So I just want to encourage you to change out your mascaras frequently, whether they're waterproof or not, and that helps reduce bacteria on your makeup wands and prevent eye infections and problems. So, can I ever wear waterproof makeup? Well, I personally choose not to wear waterproof makeup. For me, the risk is not worth the reward, and I just don't really wear those formulations. I suppose if I were going swimming or something and really felt like I needed to have makeup on, I might. But for the most part, I personally don't wear waterproof makeup. I would rather have a little fallout and healthy lashes than perfect makeup and I'm ruining my lashes or my eyes feel dry all the time. For this video, because I knew I was making this video, I went out and got a waterproof over-the-counter mascara and I was wearing it this week, and within about the second or third day, I already had really watery eyes for no apparent reason, and then I remembered, oh, I'm wearing waterproof makeup. So you do want to consider a few things. Number one, do you have dry eye already? Because if you have dry eye already, waterproof makeup is going to dry more. Remember that dimethicone. It is drying by nature. It's going to dry your lashes and your lid margin and not be great for dry eye. Another consideration is whether or not you wear contact lenses and how frequently you change those lenses. So in the case where you're wearing waterproof makeup every day and contact lenses, some of that waterproof makeup will make it into your ocular surface. Anything that's around the eye ends up in the eye, and so waterproof makeup will make it in there. And if it's already drying and drying to your lashes and your lid margin, imagine when it gets on that contact lens as well. If you want to wear waterproof makeup, I would probably steer you toward wearing daily contact lenses. That way you're switching that lens out every single day. It's as healthy as it can possibly be, and it's not going to be as affected by being in contact with waterproof makeup and the chemicals associated every single day. And then finally, if you have thin natural lashes or you tend to lose lashes really easily, then waterproof makeup probably isn't the best because it's going to dry those lashes out more and potentially drive lash loss. Our poop, quite frankly, is well organized. Why was it way easier when we had the whole team here and the phones ringing and stuff? I thought this was our quiet time and the world's ending.
There are 17 emergencies happening.
I know. We're gonna get out and realize something big happened in downtown. Meanwhile, little Leroy is shirtless. All right, the final consideration is, if you have thin lashes already, you may not want to use waterproof makeup, or if you have lashes that fall out easily already, because you're just gonna dry them out more and really encourage them to fall out. And so you're just a lot tougher on your lashes with a waterproof formulation. So if you must wear waterproof, then do this. 1, remove it fully before bed, and we're going to talk about how to do that appropriately. 2, change out frequently to prevent bacterial infection, and that's actually true of any mascara or any eyeliner. 3, don't rub your eyes excessively. Really avoid getting in there and rubbing them really hard. Remember that ectasia is something we don't want to occur. And then I would just say use sparingly. Maybe it's not necessary every single day of the week. All right, so I have some tips for you if you're gonna wear waterproof makeup about how to remove it appropriately so that you maximize your eye health. So the first thing you're going to want to do is get a hypoallergenic based cleanser. It's going to have to be oil based though. So I forgot to mention this, but if your skin doesn't do well with oil based removers, cleansers, then waterproof makeup will not be your friend because you're going to have to use that oil to get the makeup off fully. Second, I want you to really douse a cotton pad and maybe lay back and fully soak your makeup for about 30 seconds. You really want to leave that oil in contact with the makeup so it can start breaking it up really well. The more time you spend on this step, then the less time you're going to have to spend really getting in there and scrubbing. And remember, we really want to avoid that hard rubbing on our eyes. The next thing you're going to do once you've got that makeup kind of broken up and softened is to just rub very, very gently. I got this next tip from a dermatologist who says you should always rub kind of in an upward motion with the skin of your face and not be pulling it down, right? So Especially as we get older, we don't want to do anything that's going to break down that skin and cause it to, you don't want to train it to go this way. You want it to go up. So try to remove it up and out, up and out. Use a Q-tip to get in close to the lashes. And my pro tip is to soak that Q-tip end in oil itself. And you can do the same process of kind of holding it over those little stubborn areas, getting that makeup to loosen up, and then removing. And finally, afterwards, moisturize the area. So you can use something like castor oil, coconut oil. Those are all safe on the eyelashes. Castor oil can be a bit drying, so if you know that to be true for you, maybe that's not the thing to use, but for the most part, using an oil on that lid margin is going to hydrate those lashes again and prevent them from falling out from being in contact with that dimethicone for so long. All right, I hope you enjoyed this video on waterproof makeup. We have gone over what it's made of, why people use it, my ocular concerns, and some safer ways to remove it. Thanks as always for tuning into my channel. We post videos every Wednesday and Saturday, so stay tuned for those. Like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you next time. Okay, we did it, guys. This one's pretty meaty.